This is the most popular starting move in chess. The most popular response to white's move. An uneven position gives black a lot of strong options. Developing the knight and supporting the center in this variation of the Sicilian. This move leaves black with a pawn that can be taken freely. That pawn was free for the taking. This move strengthens the base for a future center push. Developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This loses a pawn.
I noticed that the ELO bar shot straight up, giving white a big advantage on this point. I don't really know why the move was particularly bad.
The best option was to sacrifice a bishop for a nice tactic. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This kicks a bishop. This avoids clear danger. A solid central advance that gains influence and restricts counterplay. The better move was to prepare a bishop for development. One of the best moves. This develops a piece while also winning a tempo on a bishop. This calmly removes the bishop from an immediate threat. This blocks the check from an opposing bishop. Threatening that pinned piece is going to win material. This threatens to win a pawn by eventually kicking a key defender. This moves the bishop to safety. This leads to losing a bishop. This captures a free knight. This calmly removes the pawn from an immediate threat. The clearly correct move for a threatened bishop. A new attacker joins the pressure on the pawn. That X-ray attack will win white a rook. This moves the queen to safety. Capturing that rook wins material. A clear recapture. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either.
Up here it shows what the best move is, so if I click on that, it's saying that moving that pawn forward is the best move, but it doesn't explain why. All it gives you is the option to resume the game.
That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either.
So I don't really know how you can analyse that anymore, really.
This threatens to win a knight by pinning a piece. This prevents the opponent from being able to win a knight by pinning a piece. This kicks a knight. This creates a counter threat against the bishop, as opposed to retreating. This move puts the bishop on a safer square. This forces the opponent to isolate a pawn. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This forces the opponent to lose castling rights. A clear recapture. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This forces the opponent to isolate a pawn. A straightforward recapture. The knight is kicked by a pawn and must now move or be captured. This calmly removes the knight from an immediate threat. This attacks a knight, winning a tempo when it moves away. This move puts the knight on a safer square, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. This is nice positional play, fixing a pawn and limiting its movement. This is the strongest option. With this move, white is now ready to castle on the queen side. This move steps the rook out of danger and keeps material balance. One more piece joins the action. This kicks a knight. This move puts the knight on a safer square. Black activates the last piece, bringing all pieces into play. With this rook lift, the rook gains more activity. This takes an open file, a common method for activating a rook. This protects the attacked pawn. A solid choice. The rook is now on an open file, which helps control squares across the board. This move steps the knight out of danger and keeps material balance. Very strong play. This creates a pawn chain, linked pawns that form a strong structure. This is an equal trade. A straightforward recapture. The rook is on a strong square where it has activity. This steps away from the checking rook. The threat on the pawn becomes more serious with this move. This move steps the pawn out of danger and keeps material balance. This calmly removes the knight from an immediate threat. This permits the opponent to win material through a fork. White will be winning material with that fork. This leads to losing a rook. This captures a free rook. Takes back. The pawn comes under even more pressure now. The better move was to move a knight to a more active position. The rooks are coordinated and powerfully doubled on the file.
So I noticed there that there is a checkmate in 8 moves, which is forced, so black can't actually stop that from happening. But of course I'm not going to see 8 moves in advance, but if you sort of look over at the ELO bar, it sort of tells you if I'm sort of making the right moves.
The bishop finds a new active square.
See, it's changed with that bishop moving to the square it's moved in. It's actually reduced it to a false checkmate in 4, which again I can't quite see, but well, let's go to the explain and see if it works. So if you go to explain,
Black's bishop will move to a square with greater activity and control.
so I take with the bishop,
This will continue down the road to checkmate.
and then it's a false checkmate in 3, so it's saying that there's nothing that you could actually do. So it tells me to take the move, take the knight.
This will continue the checkmate threat.
And it's just offering another piece because there's nothing you can do for the checkmate, I presume. Sacrificing the rook.
This will continue down the road to checkmate.
Of course, no, you're not sacrificing. You can't take it because of the pawn.
Black will have only this move available.
So yeah, so that was the checkmate. But of course, that isn't what happened. So we go back to where he was.
The rooks are coordinated and powerfully doubled on the file.
So I've just gone back one move. So
The
in the
bishop
game,
finds a new active square.
you move the bishop there,
This continues down the road to checkmate.
and I take.
This permits the opponent to checkmate the king.
And of course, removing that knight enables the checkmate.
And the game is over.
So yeah, good game. If you sort of
White
look
grabbed
at
a piece in the opening and never looked back.
if you look at the highlights, White got 88, which considering the amount of moves, about 40 odd moves, an 88 and a 78 accuracy I thought was pretty good. And then you can sort of see here the moves that each person made. No brilliant moves and no great moves. 19 best moves, so half the moves I made in the game, and 13 of the moves that you made, about 40 moves, was the best moves. So that's pretty good, really, I think. Anyway, I'll send this through and let us know what you think.